twist in a domestic violence case we reported first on Fox 10 News last month. David Diamond, the man deputies say choked his teenage son and forced the boy to stay in the backyard shed during the day, was back in court this morning. Fox 10 News reporter Renee Dials was there, and she joins us in the newsroom with the latest developments in this case. Renee?
Well, Bob, Diamond's preliminary hearing was postponed this morning, but before Diamond heads back to court, he may have to find himself a new lawyer. That's because Diamond's attorney may have prosecuted Diamond in an earlier investigation. It's just one of the surprises I discovered in court today. David Diamond had nothing to say as he left the courtroom this morning, moments after his preliminary hearing was postponed. Diamond's attorney, Steve Giardini, asked the judge to delay the hearing until a court reporter was available. Giardini is a former assistant district attorney who prosecuted child sex offenders and abusers. Giardini was arrested himself in 2010 and accused of enticing a child for sex and soliciting child pornography. All of the charges were dropped last year. When asked if he had prosecuted Diamond in the past, Giardini said he couldn't remember.
Would that pose a conflict to represent him?
Potentially.
But you just, at this point, don't know?
I have no recollection of it.
So you're not saying you didn't, you're just saying you don't recall?
I have no recollection.
We first introduced you to Diamond just before Father's Day, when he was arrested for allegedly choking his 16-year-old son. We found the teen in a shed in the backyard with the family dogs, where he and neighbors said he spent every day. How long have you been back there?
Oh, since like 6 o'clock in the morning. That's normal though.
Diamond did talk to us on that day.
We have a fan in the shed. The shed's not as hot as outside. There's a lot of circumstances involved with him being outside, trust me. One of the facts is he's been breaking into our house and going through our stuff and stealing, and we're just not pleased with his behavior regarding our property.
Assistant DA Nikki Patterson says as far as she knows, the teen is still confined to the shed during the day. She says the district attorney's office and the Department of Human Resources have different views on the child's living conditions.
Sometimes we have different goals, and obviously they believe that it is in this child's best interest to remain in this home.
Do you agree with that?
Well, I am attempting to proceed criminally.
Patterson says she plans to move forward with the domestic violence case, but she's worried it may not go far because the child is back in Diamond's custody.
If you have a 16-year-old whose food and shelter is dependent on the person that they are expected to testify against, I would be surprised if this case ultimately is able to go forward.
Now, the new hearing is scheduled for September 4th. It is uncertain as to whether or not Steve Giardini will be at that hearing. Assistant DA Nikki Patterson says her office did find evidence in the archives that shows Giardini was involved in a case to prosecute Diamond. Earlier today, she said if that was verified, she would try to have him removed as the defense lawyer in this case. Now, we'll stay on top of this story for you. I'm Renee Dowles reporting live in the newsroom.
Thank you, Renee.